Welcome to Withdraw Consent. I'm Jack. This is Victor. So sometimes I come up with some ideas that we can make a new episode, and I pitch them to Victor, and Victor shoots me down. And because he has a certain worldview, which we'd like to explain to you today, which is defining which videos that we think are the most applicable and that aren't just a waste of our time and your time. So, Victor?
All right, so the overall goal of the channel is not to get stuck in the minutia of the stuff you see on CNN or Fox or whatever about whatever hot button topic they're talking about. Well, our goal is to try to push the vision of the system that is in control of things and like the overreaching problem, not we're gonna call them symptoms. And so that's basically what I will talk to Jack about. Like, is your video a symptom or is it a cause? Is it the sickness because we're trying to push the bigger idea. You can get plenty of the other stuff everywhere else. We're trying to give you the next level of thinking for this. There are cases when talking about symptoms are a good thing. Like if you really analyze our videos, we pick symptoms that point to a pattern that there is a system in control of everything. So there is a place for that. But if you go too far down the line and you're talking about I don't know, the trans issues and that type of thing. It's important, but that has nothing to do with the system and the stuff that is causing all the issues.
Right. Fixing that won't get you to the world you want to live in.
Right. And so the challenge to him, and maybe you can do this when you're talking, you're at dinner and someone brings up one of these things. Instead of just engaging them at that level, you kind of elevate it a level and go, well, why are we even talking about this? How did we get to the point where it's okay to take away our guns or it's okay to do these other things, and try to figure out the overreaching pattern of how we got to this point and why are we okay with this? So when I've talked to him about it, I liken it to a cold. It's a Kleenex is great for your runny nose, but your runny nose isn't the problem. That's just, you're sick because you've got body aches, you've got a headache, but that's not the actual issue. Go ahead.
I want to say, though, don't discount those things in your local community.
Totally.
Because what's going on at your school board, what's going on at your town council, what's going on in your town, those are very important because they're pressing needs for you, the lives of your children, and their well-being.
Right.
But even while you're doing that, you're recognizing that I'm just wiping the Kleenex here.
Right.
Your main effort should be devoted to the destruction of the system that has caused all these things to trickle down into your local community.
Correct.
So that we can build anew something that doesn't have the same symptoms. But it is still important to do those things on your local level.
Right.
But keep in mind of what they really are.
But when talking about let's say the national level of those same things, it isn't as huge of a thing because it's, even if you end up, I don't know, arresting one person, government or something, Maxwell gets arrested and sentenced. Did anything change? No, she's a symptom. She's allowed to exist because of the system that's in place and the inherent evil and that type of thing. So this is just a way of analyzing the topics that we talk about. Could be how could influence you on the content that you choose to listen to. This is why he's way better at this than I am, of still listening to people that I don't feel are applicable.
I'm unsubscribed, and I listen to so many people unsubscribe because I can't stand the idea of, even though, of course, I'm still contributing by a view. But
but I won't even view people who are still playing at the level of, it's just, we're past that. It's not something that is going to contribute to the betterment of the people of this country in the future. It's such a small potatoes topics that they talk about. Even though they're pushed as big things, I just feel like it's all a distraction. So maybe that's something you guys can apply as well as how we apply and try to think of the higher level topics.
Yeah. It reminds me of a video we were doing recently where you were describing how you went from thinking, like you would realize one thing and then you would expand it. You would just keep expanding it to the macro. Like, what else could be this?
Okay. Right.
And so I think the entire purpose of this video here is to get you to think about the bigger picture. It's easy to get distracted by the local thing, or locals is still important, but by the different small issues that are going on,
Right.
And not to focus on the big picture. If you if you don't focus on the big picture, there's going to be 10,000 more of those other terrible things happening nationwide that are distractions out there that you could have stopped by just focusing on the big picture.
Right. The system will just keep getting bigger and more controlling and all that, as long as you're focused on these other things that, even if they get addressed, they don't hamper the growth and the healthiness of the system.
Right. Okay, we hope you enjoyed these ideas, and please click like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.